It is baseball time in Cincinnati, Ohio, as we welcome you back. And we are ready for Game 3 of this three-game weekend series between the Marlins and the Reds from Great American Ballpark on Marlins TV, brought to you by Werner, Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia. Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to Marlins Baseball. Alongside my partner, Gabby Sanchez, I'm Kyle Seeloff. Gabby, the Reds had won 20 consecutive games when taking a lead into the eighth. That all changed last night when the Marlins scored 5 unanswered down the stretch.
Well, it was really nice to see the Marlins offense come to life, especially with guys in scoring position. They were 1 for 10. You talked about that inning. All of a sudden, they started to get the big hit.
Let's talk about Jacob Marcy. He had an incredible night in Game 2 for the first time this season, collected 4 hits in a game.
I just love what Jacob Marcy has done this whole entire season, right? Why? Because he had struggled early on, but he has stayed with it. All of a sudden made a slight little adjustment, a little bit of a lean, and what has happened? Well, he started to hit. He's that Jacob Marcy that we saw last year. You can even go by the last 8 games, hitting .367. He has 11 hits, a .424 on base percentage, and a .958 OPS. He's raised his average up 15 points since the beginning of this month.
Well, this offense starting to click, and last night Jacob Marcy was a big reason why. We'll see if the pitching remains strong this afternoon. Yuri Perez on the mound for the Marlins. This 23-year-old youngster is having a sensational season, and boy, of late he's been really good.
I'll tell you what, I love what Yuri has been able to do on the mound, especially after he's come back from the injuries. He has been lights out. You go his last outing against the Pirates, going 7 strong innings, only allowing 3 hits. He's punching out a whole bunch of people. One of the best things I like is that pitches count. It's going up and up. He's pitched into hundreds a couple different times. I mean, he has been really good. He's got at least 6 innings or more in 6 of his last 7 starts. That's exactly what you want to see from your head honcho on the mound.
If you ask his pitching coach a big reason why, confidence. Since Yuri made his return from the injured list, over 9 starts, a 2.00 ERA. That is 3rd in baseball.
Just nobody's hitting him either. 183 OPS on base percentage against him.
Now, Nick Lodolo, the southpaw, is on the mound for the Reds today. An interesting career for Nick. He's been great in his career against the Marlins, but he's really struggling this season.
Yeah, he's struggling this season a lot, and if you're the Marlins right now, he's going to leave some pitches out over. We have a heavy righty lineup against Nick Lodolo. You want to see these guys be aggressive early on in the count.
All right, Nick Lodolo versus Yuri Perez, a rubber match on this Sunday afternoon at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, Ohio. We'll step aside. First pitch coming up at 1:40. When we return, Craig Minervini will have a little bit on this sensational back of the bullpen for Miami.
Outback Steakhouse has a 3-course meal called the
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi. With soup or salad, your choice of select entrees, and cheesecake for dessert.
Oi, 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 oi.
It's 3 oys. 3 courses starting at $14.99 at Outback for a limited time.
And a blue moon.
Summer day again here in Cincinnati, beautiful Great American Ballpark, as we get set for the rubber game of this 3-game series. Craig Minervini here in the steamy field. Tell you what, you want to talk about something hot in the Marlins lineup right now, it is their bullpen, especially the late inning bullpen, although sometimes you'll see guys like this guy, Michael Peterson, a little earlier in the ball game, but last night, 8th and 9th inning, once again, Peterson and Fairbanks nailed it down for Miami. As for Peterson, he's been a find this year, 32 years of age. He had just 31 appearances up to this year, 49 for the Marlins, ERA under 3 this year. Meanwhile, Pete Fairbanks is finding it at the right time, 8 straight scoreless outings. He's retired 24 of the last 27, including a nice frame last night. He's got saves 18 times and 21 ops, and after early season struggles, this is big for Miami. If they do use Peterson in the 8th, certainly sets it up well for the red-hot Pete Fairbanks as you see those numbers in August. And today, we talk with the pitching coach, Daniel Moskis, about this dynamic duo.
Big Mike obviously has had a phenomenal year from start to finish. The only little speed bumps have been some, kind of soft tissue injury related things. He had a little tightness in his hamstring he had to come out of the game from, but outside of that, he's been awesome. Pete obviously had the struggles early on. We talked over the All-Star break and we wanted to get back, lean into more of his north-south approach, something he's done, pretty much his entire career. That was a little bit of a delivery tweak, a little bit of an arm angle tweak. And you've seen him really take off and run with it. It feels good, especially where we're at, having those kind of 2 lockdown guys at the back end that you can really trust and rely on.
The Marlins as a team in the bullpen have allowed an average of just .217, and that is #1 in Major League Baseball. They've limited the walks of late too, and the strikeouts have been up 4th highest in the NL from the pen. All that, and then you lead into Peterson and Fairbanks. Good stuff for Miami to close it down, and if they're going to be relevant, they're going to have to do that. Ball game coming up. We'll wrap up the series from Cincy next.
The DQ Blizzard Double Flip Deal is here.
A warm Sunday, August summer afternoon. We're on the banks of the Ohio River, coming to you live from Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, Ohio. Getting you set for Game 3 in a rubber match today between the Marlins and the Reds. It is steamy. It's 89 degrees. However, a little difference here today. There is a gust blowing out towards left and left center field. The ball likes to carry here at Great American Ballpark. We'll see if it makes a difference today. Otto Lopez ready to lead things off for the Marlins. Marlins captured their 24th comeback victory of the season. A big 4-run 8th inning, resulting in an 8-4 win over the Reds last night here at Great American Ballpark. The catalyst in the ball game, Heriberto Hernandez, 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Jacob Marcy, of course, one of the heroes, one of the many heroes. He was 4 for 4 with a homer. Marlins starting lineup, and is as always brought to you by Werner, Hoffman, Gregg, and Garcia. A little bit of a different wrinkle. Clayton McCullough will begin this afternoon with all of his left-handed hitters on the bench. Marcy slides down. He'll bat 8th. A lot of righties in there. Xavier Edwards, the switch hitting second baseman, will bat 4th. Gabby Nick Lodolo, 28 years old, former 7th overall pick back in 2019. He'll make his 14th start of the season and the 6th of his career against the Marlins, whom he has fared well against.
Yeah, we'll take a look at little Nick Lodolo and what we got against him. Well, for me, you got to attack the mistakes. He's going to leave pitches out over. Guys have been really tattooing that fastball, hitting 290 against it. He's got a little bit of a crossfire, so that front foot's going to be heading towards more first base, and then he has that low 3/4 arm slot. It's almost sidearm. Really, when you look at it, it's a 15-degree angle, so if he drops down just a little bit more, it's going to be a sidearm. For a hitter, though, you got to be ready for mistakes. It's hard for him because of that crossfire to get inside to righties. So look out over. He's going to leave you good pitches to hit.
Well, he's had a rough year. He doesn't strike guys out. He doesn't keep the ball off the barrel. He's going to walk guys. He will induce some ground balls. Outside of that, Lodolo, the lefty, is struggling here in 2026. It's a warm summer afternoon here in Cincinnati. The Marlins are in search of a series victory. Otto Lopez leading things off, takes a fastball for a called strike, and immediately a first pitch challenge. ABS is powered by T-Mobile. This would be a very bad way to start the ball game for Miami if that is indeed a strike.
Miami has 1 remaining.
And it is.
This one I don't get. I get it. You want to go up there. You don't want to be down in the count, but you're facing Nick Lodolo. You can't just think that that 1 strike is going to ruin your at-bat. For me, it's not a good time to challenge.
Lopez is searching for it right now as he whacks that fastball foul. It's quickly 0-2. Otto 0 for 5 in Game 2. He is 1 for 9 in the series. Missed inside at 95.
And that's what I talk about, where he does have trouble commanding that inside portion of the plate because of that crossfire. A lot of times he's just going to pull that ball into righties. So just look out over.
Line drive out towards right center and a base hit for Lopez. He'll stop after a big turnaround first. For the 2nd consecutive night, Marlins have the leadoff man on base.
And let's take a look at the defense behind Lodolo, presented by Doral Kia. From left to right, you have Blade in left, Friedel in center, Tolia in right. From 3rd to 1st, Hayes, De La Cruz, McLean at 2nd, Stewart back at 1st base, and Trevino doing the catching.
2-time Gold Glover and Brian Hayes at 3rd. Lopez at 1st, a leadoff single. Here is Heriberto Hernandez. Heriberto produced his 13th multi-RBI game of the season last night, extended his hitting streak to what is currently a team-high 3 games. He's hitting 5 of his last 6. Goes with the shades on this sunny Sunday. Out in front of a changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. (150th) hit of the season for Lopez, playing in his 121st game. He's got a big lead at first. He has a career high 24 stolen bases. It's wrapped on the ground to short in an easy 6-4-3 double play.
Yeah, for Hernandez, he gets a curveball out over the plate. That's kind of where you're looking for. Just gets around it. That's all it was. Line drive, 1 hopper right to De La Cruz. This is going to be an easy 6-4-3 double play.
And we told you, amidst Lodolo's struggles this season, the one thing he has done a decent job of is getting ground ball outs. He gets 2. Here's Agustin Ramirez. He pinch hit for Jacob Marcy late in the ball game last night. Drew a walk.
Had a nice at bat in last night's ball game.
And he lines that out towards right center, and that's down for a base hit.
This is exactly how I want to see the Marlins attacking Lodolo. Already the second hit of the ball game. Where are both of them? To the opposite way. Why? Because that's where he wants to pitch. So I don't mind you trying to get the ball out in front and seeing if you can get it to the pull side in the air. That's fine, because that's where you're looking. But if you really want to attack him correctly, it's what the Marlins are doing right now. Just hitting those line drives to right center field.
32nd hit of the season for Agustin. And here comes Xavier Edwards. X 3 for 8 in the series. See his numbers there, over 124 games this season. He's still played in every game for Miami. Told you about Lodolo's good numbers against the Marlins in his career. Edwards fouls that off. Lodolo 3-1 with a 2.22 ERA in 5 career starts against the Marlins. The only team he has a better ERA against in his career, in which he has started at least 5 or more games against, is actually the Milwaukee Brewers.
Oh, wow.
It's fouled back. It's 1-2 on Edwards.
It's funny too, because when you start to look at Lodolo, and especially this year, technically has reverse splits. Righties hitting 262 against him, lefties hitting 323. But when you kind of go in depth in the numbers, which is why you see where Clayton McCullough is coming, he's given up 12 home runs, 11 to righties, only 1 to lefties. And righties do have an 834 OPS against him.
He's had a bit of a nightmare season. It's been derailed primarily by reoccurring blister and finger problems, not a major arm injury. This is just his 2nd start back off the injured list. You see the lead for Ramirez at first. It is not very big. Edwards takes ball 2. Xavier 2 for 9 in his career and a double against Lodolo. You know, Edwards, generally speaking, a guy that'll put the ball in play, does not strike out much. He takes ball 3, but we'll see. This is our second ABS challenge of the inning. The Marlins have already issued 1 bad challenge. Let's see if this one from Trevino catching is a bad challenge, and that is off. Both teams,
Cincinnati
2
has 1
outs into
remaining.
this ball game, only have 1 challenge remaining, and our home plate umpire John Lipka has been all over it here early.
John Lipka's basically saying, keep this going, boys. We might be doing this old school, and it's going to be the 2nd inning.
So 3-2 on Edwards. Ramirez takes off. There he goes, and there is ball 4. And the Marlins have 2 on with 2 out for Javier Sanoja.
That's back-to-back games, too, that the Marlins have guys in scoring position in the 1st inning. Weren't able to come through in yesterday's ball game, but you did start to see this offense going. And I like who the Marlins have up right now in Javier Sanoja. He's a guy that will drive the ball the opposite way. Leave something out over, he's going to make you pay.
Bobby 0 for 4 in the series, but 1 for 3 in his career facing Lodolo. Infield back, they play him to pull, and the pitch is a bouncing ball towards third. Hayes will go the long way to first. A half inning in the books, and there's no score on this Sunday afternoon. Miami Marlins baseball is brought to you by Werner, Hoffman, Gregg, and Garcia, the official law firm of the Miami Marlins, by FPL, and by UHealth, pushing medicine forward. Welcome back to Great American Ballpark here in Cincinnati. No score as we go to the bottom of the first. Marlins left a couple on in the top of the first inning. There's your Hard Rock bet odds this afternoon on the 6.5 strikeouts, over and under for Perez. 6 wins, 9 losses on the season for Uri, making his 22nd start of the year. He's got a 3.39 ERA. Elly De La Cruz digs in. He'll lead things off. In the first offering, a fastball at 97 misses high on De La Cruz, who's 0 for 7 in the series with a walk. Terry Francona's starting lineup is brought to you by FPL, the Reds ball club that is 16-11 since the All-Star break. They are 4 games under 500. They haven't been at 500 since June the 5th. De La Cruz batting a team-leading .264. And once again, first inning pitch comm issues for the Marlins. And I think Clayton is beginning to drive Clayton McCullough nuts.
I feel like for a starting pitcher too, driving him nuts, where you start to get into a groove, or you want to be into a groove, and we saw it a little bit with Sandy on the mound as well in game 1, where he started to look like he was frustrated.
You also have to maintain an extreme level of focus on the mound, and this can interrupt that.
It's just you want to get that start where you don't have any of these issues, and it just seems like we have issues all the time with these pitch comm.
Yes, we do. So 2-0 on De La Cruz. Again, Marlins have kept him in check in this series. Pop foul out of play. De La Cruz, a guy over 23 career games, hitting .322 against the Marlins. So very nice to see the Marlins hold him down out of the leadoff spot this weekend. There's Ellie's numbers over 103 games this season, and OPS about 100 points better than league average. He's having a good year as he waits on a 2-1. Missed inside for ball 3.
One of the things with De La Cruz, and you talked about it, where Marlins have been able to keep him at bay. He's had a struggling August, to say the least. Just coming into this series, he was hitting .171, and the Marlins have made that number go down even more.
Swing, pop up. Outside of third, long way to run for Sanoja over near the net, and it's foul. Javi had De La Cruz shaded out towards shortstop. He had to go a really long way to try to get that ball. Well, Uri, a blossoming star here, Gabby, for the Marlins. Again, 22nd start of the season. He continues to build on a new career high. That's in the air, and that is twisting foul. Talking about this series for De La Cruz, again 0 for 7 with a walk, and you control a guy like this out of the leadoff spot. Certainly give yourself some opportunities to win some ball games.
I mean, look, when you look at this lineup, Elly De La Cruz being at the top, Sal Stewart right behind him, those are the two that you have to control. The Marlins have done a good job with Elly, just understanding, mixing and matching, adding and subtracting with the pitches. They'll throw, fastballs up in the breaking balls down, making it tough on him. And again, I mean, when you look at who the Marlins are throwing out, it's not like he has some easy at-bats.
Right. De La Cruz in his 4th major league season, a 2-time All-Star. He is 0 for 6 lifetime against Uri, and that's a pitch clock violation. And De La Cruz will take first. Uri stepped off the mound. Navarreto, who's catching today, did not
call time
and step out in front of the plate. And with nobody on base, the clock continues to run. And a free runner aboard here in the last of the first inning for Cincinnati.
I'm wondering if that was a pitch com issue as well, where he couldn't understand what was going on, or maybe not here, and that's why he ends up steps off again. Looks like there's some ball on the field in left field. Don't worry about it. Ball boy's got it.
So De La Cruz at first. Nobody out, no score. Here's Sal Stewart. Stewart batting .261 with a team-leading 26 home runs and 91 RBIs as a rookie for the Reds. 23 doubles, 49 extra base hits. And he flies that in the air to left. Hernandez over to his right, makes the catch, 1 out.
Now let's take a look at the defense behind Yuri Perez, presented by Doral Kia. From left to right, Hernandez in left, Marcy the lone lefty in the lineup in center, Ruiz in right from third to first, Noha at third, Lopez and Edwards up the middle, Leo Jimenez getting the start at first, and Navarreto getting the start behind the plate.
Just the second career start for Jimenez at first. Navarreto, the battery to Yuri, his 8th start of the season behind the dish. Here is J.J. Bleday. He's hit some baseballs hard in this series. He's 2 for 7 with a double. He falls behind Perez, 0-1. Bleday playing in his 12th career game against the organization that drafted him some years back out of Vanderbilt. Swing and a miss, 0-2. It's been quite the journey for J.J. Bleday. A star at Vanderbilt, SEC Player of the Year, 4th overall pick in 2019. Played 63 games with the Marlins. Played in 339 games with the Athletics, and he signed an offseason deal with Cincinnati. He's got a career high 20 homers. As he waits on an 0-2, De La Cruz going. The pitch is a ball. The throw down to second. They got him. A BB behind the plate from Brian Navarreto to catch Ellie De La Cruz stealing.
Wow. He got rid of that ball quick and threw it perfectly. Oh, that's funny. They went to maybe go do it, and then they say no, they're not going to challenge it. He is out. I mean, what a perfectly thrown ball to second base, right on that inside part for Lopez. All he has to do is let that ball get deep, and the tag is going to be applied to get a speedy De La Cruz.
This is also why Augustin Ramirez is DHing today, not catching. With Navarreto behind the plate, he is a better defender. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count on Bleday.
I'm looking at that because he got rid of that ball extremely quick. I thought there was no chance. 1.9 pop time to second base.
Another full count situation for Yuri here in the first. Nobody on, 2 out. The 3-2 pitch is popped up. Should get him right out of the inning. Sanoha looking up. It's a high sky, makes the catch, side retired, and Yuri faces the minimum.
4 reasons to go. Find yours at T-Mobile.
Welcome back here to Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati on a warm summer day. The riverboat history here in Cincinnati dates back to the late 1800s when the Ohio River really was the highway to the frontway and to the west, to the frontier out there. And the Reds honor this tradition here with this great riverboat. Seats about 300 people here. Great party deck as well, and it has these stacks as well, the power stacks, 64 feet high, and also honoring the steamboat tradition over here to the left. And up top here, guys, where the fireworks come out on great red moments and after a victory, they got baseball bats, 7 on each. 7 and 7 is 14. Of course, that was the number for Pete Rose.
Years ago when we were here, those smokestacks caught on fire. I do recall.
Yeah, it's a great view here too, guys, for the you're kind of oversetting. You're almost standing right on top of the center fielder.
That's not a bad seat in the ballpark.
And you got the river over here, which, you know, is a little muddy, but it was an important highway back in the day.
Oh, certainly.
Well, Craig, just keep your eyes open because we want Leo Jimenez to hit you a ball up there.
Okay, I'll stay here for the half inning. How about
you can if you'd like.
I don't know if they've had any. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Reggie Abercrombie some years ago.
I believe so.
Hit one
really?
To left field, not up here, but it was about as far as it could go to left field.
Wow.
Way up there.
I believe there has been a couple home runs that have reached that riverboat.
Reggie with the Marlins at that point.
Fly ball in the air to right field. Tolia pushing back nearing the track makes the catch. And there's one away here in the second inning for Nick Lodolo. Well, now's the perfect time to tune in right here on Marlins.tv. Stream every Marlins game this season for an all new lower price of $34.99. Subscribe today at Marlins.tv. You just knew Craig would be on the move on a Sunday, exploring Great American Ballpark. Here's Esteury Ruiz batting. Esteury 0 for 4 in this series. Had the costly error in Game 2 last night that led to a couple of unearned runs for Ryan Gusto as he torpedoes that one foul.
And he was ready for that sinker. He caught that ball out in front. Boy, he hit that 110 miles an hour foul.
He is the launch angle king. Nobody has greater angle on batted balls for the Marlins than Esteury. He turns and burns, as they say.
A lot of times, too, I feel like the Marlins maybe want him to utilize the speed a little bit more, especially if they're playing back. Drop down those bunts with a lefty. You can push bunt to right to second base.
Ruiz playing in his 8th career game against the Reds this afternoon. Two on the way. And Ruiz shoots that on a line into center for a base hit. It's already the 3rd hit in this ball game for Miami. They got a couple in the first. Couldn't cash either one of those in. And let's see now with speed at first and lefty on the mound if the Marlins can break the ice.
We talk about it too. You're gonna get a lot of pitches out over the plate. This is a changeup. It's diving down and away. Ruiz does a nice job though, because this ball is off the plate. That's not even going to be a strike, but he's able to stay on it and drive it and keep that bat in the zone for so long.
Well, another hard hit ball for the Marlins, who tallied the 8 hardest hit balls in last night's game. And here is Jacob Marcy, who certainly had a night to remember. Arguably his best offensive night of the season last night, coming in the Marlins' 124th game of the year. Had his first 4-hit game. Had a couple of 4-hit games last year down the stretch. He's got that average up to .212 now. And you go back to the beginning of July, he's been the best offensive player on this team. Ruiz on the move. Marcy fouls back a curveball. It's 0-2.
Yeah, we've seen Ruiz do this a whole bunch. It's that delayed steal. If he doesn't feel like he can get a jump, he would utilize that delay steal where he takes his secondary, and as soon as that foot hits, he is off and running, a lot of times keeping the second baseman and shortstop away from second because they don't realize he's running.
No balls, 2 strikes the count on Jacob Marcy. No score, top of the second inning. Check swing. Did he offer? Yes, he did. And Lodolo has his first strikeout of the day.
And it's off that curveball. He loves to throw the curveball against left-handed hitters. He'll throw it about 40% of the time. And Marcy, yep, he could not hold up.
Lodolo opened the season on the injured list with a blister on his left index finger. It cost him the first couple of weeks. Finally returned in the beginning stages of May. And then just as he was getting settled back in, the blister problem came back in July. He was placed on the IL again on July 12th. This is just his second start back off the injured list today. It's an issue. Remember, Edward Cabrera dealt with his entire career. Lodolo has had blister issues in 24, 25, and twice now here in 2026.
Yeah, the curveball has been the issue. He's trying to change up the curveball so he doesn't get those blisters anymore. Almost going no seams. And to see if that helps out.
Probably a little frustrating for the Reds, because this is a guy who had a renaissance last season. 28 starts, had a .333 ERA. Led the National League with 2 complete games and 1 shutout. Runner goes. Trevino's throw down to second base, not in time.
Yeah, that's the 9th stolen base against Lodolo. He's only caught 2 guys, and this is just a great jump by Ruiz. He is off and running, quick steps to second base. And one of the things too, as a base runner, he never peeked in. He was off and running. If you hear crack of the bat, all you do is you go ahead and you look at your third base coach. But his job there was to get into scoring position.
Team leading 29th stolen base of the season for Ruiz. Swing and a miss by Brian Navarretto. Here's your Mercedes-Benz cover every base. The Marlins now with 128 stolen bases this season, trailing only the Washington Nationals. And here's the Cincinnati Reds, who have allowed more stolen bases than anybody else in the National League. But Brian Navarretto punches out to retire the side here with a second, and there's still no score. Miami Marlins baseball on Marlins TV is brought to you by Warner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia. The football stadium and baseball field right here on the banks of the Ohio River. No score, bottom of the second inning. It'll be Suarez, Tolia, and McClain facing Yuri Perez. Suarez 1 for 8 with a double in the series. Collected his 1,500th career hit, an RBI double off Sandy in the 6th inning on Friday. He's very aggressive. He attacks that Perez slider and misses by a mile. It's 1-1.
You can expand up on him too with that 4-seam fastball.
He's had some success in his career against Perez, as the 1-1 is dribbled foul. It's 1-2.
I guess the game plan today is with Suarez up, just attack him with the slider.
You know, Suarez is 3 homers shy of matching Ken Griffey Jr. for 9th on the Cincinnati Reds all-time list. Popped in the air outside of third for Sanoja, and there's 1 out. And let's get you a quick word from FPL.
At FPL, our teams are working every day because reliability isn't an option, it's a commitment. FPL, working for you every single day.
Well, the Cincinnati Reds will always hold a special place in Yuri Perez's heart because he made his debut against the Reds in May of 2023. Bouncing ball right side to his left, Edwards. 2 out. And remember, it was also 2023 in his rookie season. In an abundance of caution to try to take care of Yuri, he re-debuted that summer here in Cincinnati against the Reds. So 5th career start for Yuri against Cincinnati, his 2nd this season. He faced the Reds back in April and allowed just 2 earned runs on 6 hits over 5 innings of work. Sal Stewart took him deep in that game. Here's Matt McClain, who has been an outstanding second baseman for Cincinnati. Hit a solo homer last night off of Ryan Gusto, his 42nd career homer.
It was a triple shy of the cycle in last night's ball game.
So McClain has had a pretty good career. He's hit 42 career homers. Do you know he has hit 42 homers off of 42 different pitchers? He's never taken the same pitcher deep twice.
That's a very cool note.
And the great news is that he has hit a home run off of Yuri. So there's just no way that could possibly happen here today, Gabby.
It's funny watching Yuri right now, especially early on in the ball game, second inning, utilizing the slider a whole bunch. Usually he's typically wanting to come out and get ahead with that fastball and attack with the fastball, but he's been utilizing the slider a lot more here.
There's a sweeper. That sweeper is a very interesting pitch for Yuri. I asked Daniel Moskos about it this morning. His sweeper, they would consider to have more rise than the major league average sweeper. Yes. I said, why? Is it just because he's tall? Daniel said no. If you will look at his hand and his fingers, it wraps around the entire baseball. His paw, that big old bear paw, gobbles it up. Fly ball down the right field line into the seats, and they think that's a big reason why that sweeper actually stays what you'd more consider to be on plane. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Here's Yuri's arsenal this season.
Yeah, we talk about it. That four-seam fastball, of course, it's going to play up in the upper 90s. He'll touch triple digits. Has that sinker that he's been throwing a lot more that I think actually helps out that four-seam fastball. Then we talk about it. The slider and the sweeper. You already talked about that sweeper, and it's staying on plane, actually kind of almost like it's rising. And I feel like they are right. It's that big hand, and the ball just stays on his fingers so long as he's releasing it.
He has a set of mitts on him. As the 3-2 to McClain is swung on, it missed for strike 3. He dialed it up at 100 in a perfect second for Perez. Well, welcome back. Our score brought to you by Werner, Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia. No score as we go to the top of the third. Here's your good Greek moving and storage. Roster move of the day. Masataka Yoshida has been placed on the 10-day IL with a left hamstring strain. Having a pretty good year. 746 OPS. The Red Sox are coming to town early next week to take on Miami. A trio of night games in that series.
Yeah, Yoshida, not really a power threat, but boy, he's got good bat-to-ball skill.
Back to the top of the order we go here in the third. Otto Lopez facing Nick Lodolo for the second time today. Otto collected his second hit in this series with a leadoff single in the first. Marlins have 3 hits off of Lodolo.
What I like to see, though, was that first AB for Otto Lopez. By the way, he's back to his original bat. He got rid of the torpedo one. He said, forget about that. I'm going with my bat. But for me, when he gets into those struggles is when he's trying to pull everything, when everything's out over. Most of his hits, especially on the fastballs, he's got 150 so far this season. He's going to right field with the fastball, and he's usually pulling the breaking pitches.
And he pulls that on the ground to third for Hayes, whose throw to first is in time. Lopez retired for the first time this afternoon. There's one out. A couple of gold gloves in the back pocket there of Key Brian Hayes, who grew up in the Pittsburgh Pirates organization, helping out his lefty here in the third.
And you go back to that Lopez ground out. Where is it? To that left side. First AB let that ball travel, got it in the air to right field. So I feel like when he gets into his struggles, he starts to get into more of a pull mode.
Sinker misses outside on Heriberto Hernandez, who wrapped into a 6-4-3 double play ball back in the first. Heriberto, with a career high and team leading 17 home runs this season, takes inside for ball 2. Ramirez on deck, no score. A couple of hitless frames for Yuri.
I could see Heriberto Hernandez going deep here, getting a fastball out over the plate, catching it out in front.
So you're calling your shot?
Sure, why not?
He hits the ball hard. Second
really
on the
hard.
team in average exit velocity, as that missed inside for ball 3.
They make a mistake here. 3-0, I'm letting them swing. And I believe when I talked to Clayton McCullough too, he told me everybody on 3-0, they have the green light. If they get a pitch that they want to swing at, they can go ahead.
Didn't like that one.
I was never a guy that liked swinging 3-0. I just felt like in 3-0, if I did swing, even if I hit it hard to somebody, I was bailing out the pitcher.
Ball 4. And the Marlins have had at least one base runner in each of the first 3 innings here today. It's the second walk issued by Lodolo. That'll bring Augustine Ramirez to the plate, who singled back in the first.
How nice would it be for the Marlins to be able to get Augustine Ramirez going, especially with the power that he has. Last year, 21 home runs. He was hitting the ball extremely hard.
Swing and a pop up. Just got underneath that changeup. De La Cruz puts the squeeze on out number 2.
When you talk about getting just underneath, he got a good changeup to hit. 65 degrees up in the air. That ball was up in the air for a while.
Augustine playing in his 10th game back today from AAA Jacksonville. Here is Xavier Edwards. He drew a walk in the first inning. And remember, as they check in on Heriberto Hernandez, we told you last night in terms of percentiles, Heriberto is actually faster than Elly De La Cruz, who is often perceived as just one of the fastest guys in baseball. And he can really pick him up and put him down. But so too can Hernandez, who has a big lead, and Edwards takes a strike.
Hernandez had a huge lead, almost like a walking lead.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go.
I thought, I was right there with you, and I think he might have, but Lodolo last second kind of peeked at him, and that actually stopped him in his tracks. But I feel like he does want to go. There he goes. That's the little creep.
Swing, hit a miss.
I would go down. I would go no matter what.
Why? Because if you get thrown out,
then Edwards leads off, and then you have a really good leadoff hitter coming up. You give him a free at bat. If you do get the stolen base, fine. Now Edwards is hitting with the guy in scoring position. But this is a moment where I'm sending him. I'm not even telling him you have the green light. I'm saying go.
He is not going, and Edwards grounds it to De La Cruz at short. And the inning is over. Score brought to you by Warner Hoffman, Gregg, and Garcia. No score as we go to the bottom of the third. Here's your updated Hard Rock bet odds. Now the over/under on 5.5 strikeouts for Eury, who has 1 through 2. He has faced the minimum. In the bottom third, due up here for Terry Francona. It'll be Trevino, Friedel, and Hayes. The first two have not played in this series. Eury now with 1 strikeout today has 129 on the season. And he overcooks that fastball to Trevino. 33-year-old backup catcher to Tyler Stevenson out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Originally a Rangers 6th round pick in 2014, 12 years ago. Out of Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's 1-1. $5'9", $215. Signed a 3-year, $14.93 million deal as he hits that foul. Nice little career for himself here. He's made some money. There's a team option for 2028 on Trevino. Who originally debuted with the Rangers in 2018. Spent 3 seasons in the Bronx. This is his 2nd year in Cincinnati. He's made upwards of $15 million in his career. As that sweeper nearly hit him.
There's Eury smiling, telling him, my bad. Didn't mean to do that one.
0-10.
It was a sweeper, just got away from me. Watch out.
But when you know that Eury has 100 in his back pocket, that'll scare the Jesus out of you. Hell yeah. Just letting him know he's thinking about him. The 2-2. Coming back our way, foul. We'll do it again.
Not only that, he said, you know what, let me go ahead and scrap the sweeper. Let me go and throw the slider, and then just perfectly places it down and away at the knees. Now, if he brings out that 100 like he did against McLean.
Oh, he threw him a sweeper, and Trevino bangs it into left for the first hit of the day for Cincinnati. TJ Friedel will be the batter after we pause for a message from Doral Kia.
Take advantage of a pricito now on all of your favorite new Kia models. Like a new Kia K5, Sportage, Sorento, Soul, and more.
So Perez gives up his first hit of the afternoon. A leadoff single to Trevino here in the third. Here comes Friedel, the sixth-year outfielder, who had a great 2023 season as Friedel takes a strike. He's having a bad year. Getting 163 with 3 homers and 11 runs batted in, but he's had some success in his career against Uri. See those numbers across 69 games. He's 4 for 8 lifetime against Perez with a double and a triple.
It's a different Perez, though.
Yes, it is.
Young Uri, and Uri's still young, but now he's got a couple years under his belt. He's been learning from one of the best in the game in Sandy on how to attack hitters.
Good changeup.
Ooh. You're cheating to try to hit 100 miles an hour, and all of a sudden you get a changeup out of the hand that looks like a fastball. You're going to be way out in front. Now he can go right back and then just kind of play that add and subtract. Now you can go right back to the fastball, top of the zone. If you don't get it, then you can go to the slider. So many different things you can do here.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Friedel. Runner at first, nobody out, no score, bottom 3. Swing, fly ball in the air, shallow left center. Arcee's got it. There's one away here in the third.
By the way, we are getting a smell of either freshly baked cookies or some type of nut that smells delicious.
It does indeed. Well, time now to take a look at our youth player of the afternoon. This is Leonardo, who plays for the Miami Falcons Doral Little League Ball Club. His favorite Marlin is Kyle Stowers, currently on the IL, and Leonardo wants to be a veterinarian when he grows up. Sweeper from Perez misses a little bit low to Key Brian Hayes for ball 1. Hayes hit his 5th home run of the season last night, right down the left field line. Double play in order. He is a double play candidate as he waves and misses. Hayes is hitting 3 straight, 3 for his last 8 at the plate. His 5 home runs this season matches his total from 152 games last year. Good sweeper, 1 and 2.
Hey, for me, we talked about it yesterday with Brian Hayes. It seems like he's just cheating for pitches, right? Everything is kind of opening up on that front hip. So all of a sudden, when Uri's out there and he's throwing these sliders down and away, he will get the swing and miss out of Hayes because he has to cheat to try to catch up to the fastball.
Nice pick there by Brian Navarretto. He's been an excellent defender throughout the course of his professional career. He is a very good battery to Uri. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count on Key Brian Hayes. And now it's full. Is this the 3rd 3-2 count already for Uri?
We've seen a couple pitches into the hundreds already for Uri early on in this ball game.
Letting it eat a little bit on a hot day here at Great American Ballpark. De La Cruz on deck. 3-2 coming to Hayes with the runner on the move. That is popped in the air behind first, ranging over Jimenez, and he runs out of room. And Leo Jimenez making just his 2nd career professional start at first base. His first, of course, a couple of days ago against the Pirates. It's very much an interchanging position right now at first base for the Marlins. Griffin Conine seeing some time. Leo Jimenez, Graham Pauley can play over there. Augustin Ramirez has even started taking some ground balls at first, but they're not yet comfortable to push him out there quite yet.
A little bit different from behind the plate to going for first.
Another payoff pitch. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. On the money. They got him again. They strike him out, throw him out. Double play ends the inning here in the third. The second caught stealing of the afternoon for Brian Navarretto. And the side is retired. No runs a hit. Nobody left on base. 3 in the books here in Cincinnati. No score. How you doing, Brian?
Goes down smooth. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
Top of the fourth inning on a hot Sunday afternoon. Scoreboard brought to you by FPL. A strike him out, throw him out. Doral Kia inning-ending double play for the Marlins in the third.
I'll tell you this, Navarretto just threw an absolute BB out there to second base. Gets up quickly, gets it over to second, beautifully right on the base for the double play.
He had thrown out 2 runners trying to steal through 7 starts this season. He's caught 2 trying to steal through 3 innings here today.
And one of them was Ellie De La Cruz. So that's,
if he had Heriberto Hernandez's speed, he probably
he would have
the
beat
throw,
it by a little bit.
Right? All right, Sanoja, Jimenez, and Ruiz, a trio of righties due up for the Marlins. They try to protect against a bunt at third, and Javi takes a called strike.
Yeah, but for me, with Lodolo on the mound, he's going to fall off to that third base side. That's where lefties will fall off. So there is a huge opening at second if he wants to push bunt.
Sanoja was first pitch swinging and grounded a changeup to third back in the first. There's that infield alignment, playing him to pull. And he kind of can get behind the idea if he wants to work away with changeups, just shoot something that way.
I mean, he's got a lot of opening over there in between that 3 and 4 hole.
Ooh.
And nothing you can do there. If you're hitting and you're facing Lodolo, you're giving him inside.
If he can dot a fastball.
If he dots that fastball in 3 times, you tip your hat to him and you walk away. It's going to be too hard to hit that pitch anyways. You're looking for something out over the plate.
2-2 is cued softly on the ground to first. Stewart will take it to the bag. Sanoja retired. 0 for 2 today. Now 0 for 6 in the series. So Javi is out, and that'll bring Leo Jimenez to the plate for Miami. Nick Lodolo was one of the best high school pitchers in the country, but rather than signing as a compensation round pick of the Pirates in 2016, he actually went off to TCU. He was a Horned Frog. It worked out as Jimenez takes ball 1. No runs, 3 hits so far for the Marlins. No runs, 1 hit for the Reds. A touch overcast, but it is a balmy 89 degrees here in Cincinnati today. It's been hot all weekend. You just don't get the kind of breeze you get down in Miami. It's not a whole lot in the way of a breeze coming off the Ohio River. That 10 miles an hour might feel good to some because that was 0 miles an hour the first 2 games of this series. Great ballpark. I didn't think you could bring umbrellas in. Be brandished as a weapon, Gabby. See the Ohio, it's flowing nicely, but some and many have headed towards the shade here at Great American Ballpark.
Can't blame them. Little fun fact too, that Miami has never had temperatures over 100 degrees.
Right. The real feel, yes, all the time. Because of the ocean breeze, it's never reached 100 degrees in Miami. Leo Jimenez flies one fairly deep out to right. No problem for Tolia, who makes the catch, and there's 2 out. Well, the Red Sox are coming to town next week, and you can get some of the hottest deals in South Florida, like the Marlins 4 for $44 offer presented by Pepsi. And get 4 tickets plus hot dogs, popcorn, and drinks for only $44. Get your tickets at marlins.com/tickets.
Can't beat that ticket price.
I was a Marlins fan. It's the The old Sugar Kings City Connect hat. No, you cannot beat that price. As Lodolo runs a sinker inside on Ruiz. Asteri single back in the second. His first hit in the series. And he pops this one a mile high on the right side of the infield. It's very easy. Top of the fourth for Lodolo. Well, come out to the ballpark on Friday, August 21st at 7:10 for Harry Potter night, with the Marlins take on the Nationals. We had Harry Potter night here last night. A ticket package includes an exclusive Harry Potter themed baseball cap with your house colors. Get your tickets at marlins.com/Harry Potter. Sweet caps, 7:10 Marlins Nationals, August 21st. The one strike pitch to Ellie De La Cruz. He missed and lost everything.
He's trying to attack Sal Stewart on the on deck circle. Sal Stewart looks at him and says, hey, I thought we were friends.
By the way, Gabby, we do stand corrected in one regard. Miami has officially reached 100 degrees once in recorded history. That was July 21st of 1942.
I thought it was none. When I did my research, I was wrong.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Oh, man.
He's tough.
Well, Navarreto trending towards being okay. Here's our Toyota trend this afternoon. Looking at the most consecutive innings without allowing a homer. Now, don't blame this on me if something goes wrong here, folks.
I'm not saying
jinxing
anything. This is all you.
51 in the third as De La Cruz swings and misses. And a rotten sweeper from Uri. That's a quick right turn for De La Cruz. There's one out here in the fourth as we check in with Craig Minervini.
Well, thanks, guys. You guys were talking about not allowing many homers. The Marlins have done something very interesting with their solid pitching this year, and that's keep two categories low, which is not easy to do in and of itself. Home runs allowed, third least in the National League, but the average is also low, fourth in the NL. In fact, their relief average, 217 against, number one in Major League Baseball. Daniel Moskis did not know the exact home run number, but had a big smile, said, hey, limiting slug is what it's all about. He loves that. I said, how do you do those two different things of keeping homers down but also not allowing hits? He said, hey, it comes down to the talent of the staff. We've got a great staff, and then we're executing the pitches. The coaching staff obviously has done a great job with Rob Marcello feeding in the pitches, and obviously the catcher. It comes down to the catcher and pitcher, and they've done a wonderful job doing that. As he said, stop me if you heard me before, but we have a way of doing things a little differently around here. So far, very successful with that 3.95 team ERA. That's fourth in the league. Last year, they were 13th in the National League ERA, over 4.6.
Hot shot towards third, backhanded. Sanoja to first, got him. What a play by the Gold Glover, Javier Sanoja, to take extra bases away from Sal Stewart. That is our Mazda defensive play of the game, Gabby. A great one.
Oh, this ball hit well. Sanoja stays on, and you can see already as he's going, he's dropping his body down so he can see the ball better. It's a line drive, one hopper, stays on it, goes with that ball. Not only that, shows off a good arm to first.
Here is J.J. Bleday. An absolute delight to chat with Daniel Moskis this morning. He and Yuri Perez.
Did he swing?
ABS challenge coming here. First we
call the
appeal.
ball. Catcher's
He did not go. Augustine or Brian Navarreto challenging. He thinks this changeup is a strike.
It's going to be close.
It better be. If it's not, the Marlins are without challenges. And he got it right.
It's going to be close.
Miami has one remaining.
As they would say, Gabby, never in doubt.
I mean,
and it is 0-1 on Bleday.
Whew. And that was just going to say, too, as hitters, there's been a couple different pitches early on in this game that both teams have not been able to kind of challenge, just because you can't risk it at this point to lose both of your challenges. So there has been a lot of instances where guys are wanting to go up and like, we can't just because we have to save one.
There's the 0-1 to Bleday. That is over for strike two. So anyway, Yuri Perez has developed an extremely special relationship with Daniel Moskis. That's his obligation, to develop good relationships with all of his pitchers, but specifically Yuri. It's been an incredible relationship that those two have formed. In fact, it's really cool. When they communicate with each other over text message, they'll often do so in each other's respective native languages. So Spanish for Daniel, in English for Yuri, as that misses outside on Blade. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. But Daniel was talking about Yuri's growth and development, and just how much he's matured, and his love coming back for the game of baseball. Not that he lost it, but to just enjoy every outing as Blade fouls that off.
Smiling.
Yes, and again, everybody points to the rough outing in Tampa Bay, and after that, the numbers would also directly lead you to believe that that's when things turned as well for Perez, who's allowed just 1 hit in 3 2/3 innings of work. And a 2-2 to Blade is hit foul. It's interesting too, when chatting with Moskis, I asked him, I said, obviously you got to work with all these guys, but what have you learned about yourself in the last couple of years? I said, are you the same guy? Do you pride yourself on being the same guy? He said, oh, no. I've matured as well. I have become very much less emotional during the games as Blade takes low for ball 3. I thought that was pretty introspective of a pitching coach to say, look, last year, my first year, maybe a little too emotional at times, getting wrapped up in games, and he's tried to let go of some of that emotion, and Yuri Perez is doing the same thing.
Well, here's the thing too, players see that emotion, right? And sometimes it hits well, sometimes it doesn't.
There is strike 3 called on the outside corner. Blade wants to challenge.
Pitcher's called a strike. Batter's challenging.
I feel like Blade might win this one.
Okay.
I felt like it was off.
ABS again, powered by T-Mobile. Is it strike 3 or ball 4? It is ball 4.
Cincinnati has 2 remaining.
Jay Blade, coming up in through college, was known for his watchful, keen eye at the plate. And it proves to be true here. He draws a 2-out walk.
It was a good pitch. J.J. Blade doesn't go chasing. But you talk about, with Yuri. There's different players have different thought processes going in and how they kind of play this game of baseball. Like if you look at Sandy, he's very serious, always. Never really he's smiling, even when he's breaking records. It's a very serious on the mound. And then after the game, you'll get the smiling. But when he is in between the lines, I mean, he's a bulldog on the mound. Yuri's different. He is pitching better when he is smiling, when he's having fun.
0-2 on Suarez.
And that's where, you talk about pitching coaches and how to deal with players. You have to know your players and how they react to certain things. And for me, I feel like that's where Moskis has gotten better, of understanding his players, how they react, and how to get the best out of them.
There's been a learning curve for everybody as that swept too far outside on Suarez. That could be said for Clayton McCullough, who's in his 2nd season managing in the major leagues. Daniel Moskis, his 2nd season as the lead pitching coach. For so many of these young players, learning and experiencing new things here in the major leagues. Yuri ready and comes home with a 1-2 that misses outside. This is another area of Yuri's game, keeping runners in check at first. He has allowed a league high 25 stolen bases. And again, back to Daniel Moskis, he told me in his last start it was the best that Yuri had been holding runners all season long, and the way they've been able to help him is they've shown him video and data to suggest that when he's quicker to the plate, absolutely nothing is being compromised on the mound. And that has also given Yuri confidence as the 2-2 is hit foul.
The thing is too is that some pitchers think that they need to get that big leg kick to be able to throw 100, and basically what they've taught him is when you are quick, you're still throwing 100. You don't have to have that big leg kick. You could be quicker and you're not going to lose velocity.
Within reason, it was as simple as showing him to say, look, the data is the same. You're fine. Let's get quicker. Outside, ball 3. Now Blade will be on the move with 2 outs.
And that's what helps pitchers out, right? It's one thing of just telling me. It's another thing of showing me. When you show me the data, when you show me the numbers, then I go, oh,
prove it to me.
It's proof. It's there. Now I can feel comfortable doing it in the game.
Payoff pitch to Suarez. Goes to the backstop for ball 4. Blade with a huge turnaround second. In fact, Suarez, as soon as the ball went to the backstop, was trying to usher Blade to third, but I think that would have been a very poor choice. So a couple of 2-out walks issued. Michael Toglia will be the batter, but not before Daniel Moskos is coming out to chat with the big, tall 23-year-old right-hander that he has grown to know and love so much.
Hey, this is a good time to make a mound visit. And I feel like what Daniel Moskos is going to tell him, you're trying to throw too hard. And you can see it by the way that it's coming out of his hand. He's pulling every single one of these pitches. He's catching it real out in front. That last one, 101 miles an hour. So for me, he's just overcooking just a little bit too much. This is to basically calm him down, get him back into the zone.
Quick chat. This game is moving right along, so make sure you stay tuned till the 7th inning for the stretch. Brought to you by Celsius. So two-out walks. And here is Toglia, who grounded out to second, back in the second. A rubber match on this Sunday in Cincinnati. We're scoreless in the 4th. Infield plays him to pull, and he takes a good sinker for strike one. That has been a pitch in which he has really improved on. That sinker for Yuri. It has at times been hit very hard, but it's a really nice compliment, especially when facing a lefty. Fouled off, 0-2. And now he's got him, Gabby, right where he wants him.
And that's why I say for Daniel Moskos, going out there, talking to him, beautiful timing there, understanding, okay, I got to get my big man back in the zone here. He was cruising for the first 3 innings. All of a sudden, gets 2 quick outs and 2 base on balls to follow.
Ooh. Well, there's been a few very uncompetitive pitches here for Yuri. You think about the sweeper with Trevino at the plate, that one there. The ball 4 to Suarez. There's been a handful of them today.
Well, you just finished seeing Yuri on the mound too, showing himself actually, right? Telling himself, I'm pushing it, right? I'm getting that elbow underneath, so I got to get on top here.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out, elevated the fastball at 100. And Yuri's got his 4th punch out of the day, and he works around a pair of 2-out walks. Now back here in Cincinnati, top of the 5th, no score. It's brought to you by Werner, Hoffman, Gregg, and Garcia. Make sure you reel in the perks with a 2027 Marlins membership. Renew your season tickets today and enjoy lower pricing, complimentary suite tickets, player meet and greets, exclusive giveaways, and more perks all season long. Learn more at marlins.com/season tickets. This young man in his teal he's like showing off his Sugar Kings jersey as if nobody's ever seen it before. It's a great jersey. As Jacob Marcy leads off the 5th in a scoreless game.
He should be showing it off. I like the teal though. Old school.
It's the stuff that you used to wear.
Yep.
Those Sugar Kings jerseys were a hit as well. Marcy 0 for 1 today. Weak ground ball to second. No problems there for McLean. And there's 1 out. If you go back for Marcy over his last 34 games, 815 OPS, batting .286, 3 homers, 8 RBIs, 7 extra base hits. Again, that dates back to July 3rd. He's been one of the best offensive players on this team.
And you knew that it was coming. They always talk about water reaching its level. And I feel like for Marcy, you know, with the bad start that he had, there was going to be a month there or 2 months where all of a sudden you're going to see that average being in the 350s and 360s that will get that average up. And really, that's what you've kind of seen. Go back to the beginning of this month where he's raised his average up 15 points. It's not easy to do this deep in the season.
It's a big hang with him right there, man. He never once this season let his offense affect his defense.
You never saw frustration out of him either. He's the same person.
Well, it also stands to reason if the offense was affecting the defense and you were not producing at on either side of the ball, it's a good chance he would have been sent to Jacksonville, right? But he was so valuable in the outfield, and he was in such a good headspace and being such a good teammate. Not that that always warrants a stay, but he was still being productive as Navarreto hits that foul. It's Miami's 31-year-old backup catcher, Brian Navarreto. Well, 31 caught stealings for this catching crew this year, only 24 last season. Navarreto, a 6th-round pick in 2013. By the Minnesota Twins, as that one got away from Lodolo. So the count is full on Navarreto with the leadoff batter, Otto Lopez, on deck. Navarreto playing for the first time in this series. Big high chopper to third, fielded by Hayes, who throws out Navarreto for the second out. It's 7 in a row retired by Lodolo. And again, a guy that has really struggled in this season, but he's had terrific numbers in his career against Miami, proving to be true once again here this afternoon. Here's Otto, batting average at .309, 1 for 2 today. Lopez batting just .200 over 13 games here in August. Looking for his second hit of the afternoon, which would be far from surprising considering the fact that Otto has 46 multi-hit games this season. Because Kentucky's on the other side of the water, is it fair to say that today is the 160th all-time running between the Marlins and the Reds, Gabby?
Sure.
They've played some good ball games over the years.
Yes, they have.
Lopez fly ball, right center. Friedel moving back onto the warning track. He makes the catch and crashes into the fence. A sensational catch for TJ Friedel. Takes away an extra base hit for Otto Lopez. 8 in a row retired now by Lodolo. What a snag.
August 23rd, 1:40 p.m.
Well, back here on a steamy Sunday in Cincinnati. No score as we go to the bottom of the 5th. For Yuri Perez, 70 pitches, number 71 in the dirt to Matt McLain to begin the bottom of the 5th inning. McLain 0 for 1 today, batting just .196 on the season. Foul back upstairs off to our right. The Reds today are looking to win their 7th series out of 9. That's since the All-Star break. They found themselves in last place, 6 games behind the 4th place Pirates at the break. But since then, Cincinnati 16 and 11. They've moved ahead of Pittsburgh. Glove down by Sanoja, who throws out McLain for out number 1. Time now for this afternoon's Ocean Bank Making Waves minor league report. Andres Valor, the single-A Jupiter Hammerheads, stole his 50th base of the season on Friday. He became the 8th Marlins prospect with 50-plus stolen bases in a single season since 2006. He's 20 years old, out of Venezuela. Valor playing in his 4th professional season. Still a very young man. Another challenge here. These two teams wore out Sean Barber last night, doing the same to John Lipke here today.
Miami
is a Marlins challenge. And you just heard John say they are without challenges now for the rest of this game in a 0-0 contest.
And again, too, it's this, a couple different challenges that we've seen. Nobody on base early in the count. Interesting challenge there. guy in scoring position with 2 outs, I can understand it. But nobody on with an out already early in the account.
Up the middle into center field, the base hit for Trevino, his second of the day. He's accounted for both of the Reds' hits this afternoon. And a 1-out base runner for the Reds here in the 5th with Friedel coming to the plate. So Friedel 0 for 1, flew out to Marcy in the 3rd.
He has grounded into 3 double plays so far this season. Hopefully to get another one here.
Having an awful year at the plate. Check to swing does not matter. That sinker's a called strike. This is a guy who was top 25 in MVP voting in 2023 when he hit a career high 18 homers. Trevino at first, the pitch hit foul. Friedel was undrafted out of Nevada, signed with Cincinnati, worked his way through the minor leagues, and eventually became an everyday big league center fielder. Probably not a particular tool that'll overwhelm you, but he just kind of does everything well. And you need guys like that. Crouches down, waits on the 0-2, and strikes out on a changeup. Well, for a Reds offense that has struck out nearly more than everybody in baseball this season, Uri now has 5 on the day.
And this changeup's going to work just because we talk about always adding and subtracting, right? He has a fastball that he's thrown up to 101 miles an hour, and this changeup at 91. So you basically have about a 10-mile-an-hour difference between each one of those pitches.
And here is Ke'Bryan Hayes, who takes strike 1. Hayes punched out on Uri's slider back in the 3rd. At the time, it was his second strikeout of the game. Uri now with 133 strikeouts this season. I have to go back and check, but among National League starting pitchers who have started 21 games or fewer coming into this contest today, I believe he had the second most strikeouts to maybe Jacob Mizorowski. 1-2 on Hayes, a good sweeper. Again, the requirement there,
right,
21 starts or fewer. There's been a lot of guys, including Uri and many others, that have made over 21 starts that have more strikeouts than Perez, but just puts into context that many strikeouts through that many starts. So much good strikeout potential. That one just missed.
Remember, out of challenges,
yeah.
So nothing the Marlins can do. Back to old school baseball. Does he go back to that slider?
Well, last one just missed. Oh, late time call. And another violation on Uri. That's his second of the day. Now the count is full. I wonder if he's stressing about something a little. That's the second time today.
Yeah. I mean, going from a 2-2 now to a 3-2. Runner's going to be able to move on you. You had a pitch that you were able to maybe throw off the plate to see if you can get a swing and miss. Now he has to go right after him.
And he walked him. That is the 4th walk of the afternoon issued by Uri. And there's 2 on with 2 out in a scoreless game here in the 5th. Tomorrow night, Jansen Junk versus Christopher Sanchez. Another pivotal series will begin for the Marlins. This time, we will be live from the city of brotherly love. And at least from the Marlins' perspective, there's not a lot of love to be had. Here is Ellie De La Cruz, and a hot shot to the backhand of Lopez, who fires it to second, and Edwards beat him to the bag. What an excellent defensive play by the Marlins to end the inning, and we're still scoreless.
Panera.
Well, back here in Cincinnati, still scoreless as we go to the top of the 6th inning of a rubber match this afternoon. Marlins with 3 hits, Reds with a couple. Hey, everybody, happy Sunday. Thanks for joining us. Good ball game so far. Lodolo and Uri going toe-to-toe here in the 6th inning. Meat of the order coming up here for the Marlins with Hernandez, Ramirez, and Edwards. We'll start on the mound. Your thoughts with Uri so far?
I think he's been great. Of course, there's been those little hiccups, especially when he gets 2 quick outs. But, I mean, he's putting up a whole bunch of zeros. It's exactly what you wanted to see out of Uri.
Maybe not his best
continuous
stuff.
Not his best, but you know what? He's doing exactly what he needs to do to help the team win.
Offensively, your thoughts? What do they got to do here to... Oh, you know what? Lodolo's coming out of the game. But what do they need to do here down the stretch as we get now into the Reds bullpen?
Well, I think they've been getting on base. They just haven't gotten that hit with runners in scoring position. You talked about it, consistently getting guys on, just haven't gotten that big hit. We saw it in yesterday's ball game. They were finally able to break through in the 8th. Hopefully they're able to break through a little bit earlier here
today.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy. Over this last little stretch here for the Marlins, it's been either feast or famine. When they're winning, they're scoring a ton of runs, and maybe not totally shocking, but when they've lost some games, they have not been scoring a whole lot. So Terry Francona very content with 5 shutout from Nick Lodolo. And we go here to the top of the 6th inning. And the new pitcher for the Reds will be Julian Garcia. He's making his 20th appearance of the season, has an ERA just a tick south of 3.3. So different look here now. A little bit more heat. You go to a righty, and now we might see Gabby Conine, Casey, Mack, and Paulie here at some point.
I think at this point now, all of a sudden, you're going to start seeing the lefties coming out of that dugout and getting onto the on-deck circle to see if they can get things going here. You do have some time, so you don't have to bring them out just at this moment. But I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden Hernandez is able to get on. You see these lefties come in and see if they can get a big inning going.
And Roberto 0 for 1 at the plate today. And he waits on a 1-2 from Garcia and strikes out on a sweeper for out number 1 here in the 6th.
All right, Garcia, it's going to be a lot of sweepers. Throws a sweeper 55% of the time. He got a good little fastball. We'll throw it 32, and he does have a slider. Not really overpowering fastball at all. It's in the low 90s, but it's that sweeper that he'll continuously throw.
Strike 1 on Augustine Ramirez. Julian Garcia, 31-year-old out of Fort Collins, Colorado. Ramirez 1 for 2 at the plate today. Foul ball. It's quickly 0-2. Three hits for the Marlins, just 2 for the Reds. Both of Cincinnati's hits courtesy of Trevino. Fly ball center field. Friedel's got it, 2 out. He's been a great center fielder in his career. He's already made a heck of a catch today to Rob Lopez.
Yeah, up against the walls.
Here comes Edwards. The wind has shifted, by the way. Now it's like a steady 10 miles an hour out to right. So what a perfect opportunity this would be for Xavier Edwards to hit his 7th home run of the season. Because this is the ballpark to do it. Edwards has not homered since May 19th against Atlanta. He had that like 2-week stretch where he was hitting them from both sides of the plate. And he falls behind 0-2. And again,
no challenges.
Scoreless game. No challenges left for the Marlins. Just 1 left for the Reds.
Now I will tell Edwards, though, that wasn't going to be a strike. Slider that caught the outside corner.
Xavier Edwards leads the ball club and all National League second baseman in OBP. 0-2 sent foul directly back to the screen. One thing that Edwards does really well is he squares up baseballs, and he just doesn't strike out a whole lot. He generally is going to put the ball in play and give himself a chance to get on base. Hanging around.
Yeah, that's the thing with Garcia. He's not overpowering. with his pitches. The sweeper, though, has a lot of action to it. Guy's only hitting 204 off the sweeper. Only 125 off the four-seam fastball.
Garcia in his rookie season at 31 years old. Edwards golfs this left center on the move. Bleday. And a perfect 6th inning for Julian Garcia.
Well, it's a hot one here in Cincinnati. 89 degrees. The feels like is in the low 90s. The players have to deal with it. How do you do it if you want to switch uniforms? Especially when you're on the road, you only have a few sets of uniforms. Well, here's how you do it. Will Simon, the clubhouse manager, and his staff will take the jerseys back throughout the game, throw them in the dryer, get them nice and warm and ready to go. And if the player wants to change, they will. In fact, Brian Everetto is in his 3rd different jersey now. It's actually the same one he started with, but it's nice and dry and ready to go. Thanks to that, a little old school here. Out of the dryer and down the tunnel and back to Brian, who might change his pants as well during the game. We'll see. But that's how you do it with a great staff. It's a team effort here, guys, and it is a hot one today.
Yes, it is, Craig. Thank you very much. Sal Stewart grounds out to Javier Sanoja for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. And a very special thank you as well to our producer John Sulser, director Brad Gersten, and others in our truck today for turning around that video so quickly to just kind of give you a sneak peek behind the scenes look at what transpires during these games. That's foul. Everybody relax. It's the biggest roar of the day. So 0-1 the count on J.J. Bleday. There's Will Simon again. He is right there at the top step of the bottom set of stairs, waiting for any and all orders from that dugout to help these guys out. Bouncing ball to first. Wow, it's a great play by Leo Jimenez to stay down on that ball. And Gabby, as a former all-star first baseman, I think you'd attest to that.
That's not an easy play because it hits right on the cut, it looks like, of the grass. And once it does that, especially where a ball hits, if it hits a seam, that ball could stay down. That's exactly what that one did. So he was moving towards it to get it. That ball actually stays down on him and doesn't bounce up. So usually as a first baseman, you'll see that ball hit the dirt and kind of nice little Sunday hop right to you. That one stayed down on him. A nice job of making the play and getting over.
Yuri Perez on the verge of finishing 6th innings for the 11th time this season. He has worked 7 innings 4 different times, and here he is facing a Eugenio Suarez, who's already 0 for 1 against him today. He waits on an 0-1, and that just missed outside. 1 ball 1 strike on Suarez.
Yeah, you talk about it too, finishing the going at least 6 innings. That means that he would do it in 7 of his last 8 if he's able to get through this one.
1-1. 2 balls 1 strike to count on Suarez. You're starting to get the feeling like one big swing could turn this game. Suarez with 343 homers since his debut in 2014. That's the 7th most in the major leagues at any position. Tied him up, checked his swing, did not go. 3-1. Suarez drew a walk in the 4th. Count now full on Eugenio Suarez, who's had a great career. 13 seasons, 4 different teams, 1,500 hits, a 2-time All-Star. Man, it's a great career.
Yeah, I feel like he had a couple years of 48 home runs in a season.
He also has been an Iron Man. He just plays every game as he draws a walk. And not literally every game. He did in 2023, led the league with 162 games played, but it's routinely 158, 159, 145, 140, 150. Like, that's a guy you can count on.
I mean, he was the guy last year that everybody wanted at that trade deadline.
Right.
Seattle ended up getting him. He didn't really do good in Seattle.
Yeah, he had a buck 89 in his final 53 games. Obviously, they fell short there. They almost won the American League pennant. Well, make sure you stay tuned here for the 7th inning stretch. Craig Minervini is going to the best Hall of Fame in Major League Baseball outside of Cooperstown. It resides here in Cincinnati. Full of terrific history and artifacts. It is outstanding. There's Johnny. And there is strike one on Michael Tolia. Who goes no ear flap, which is a rare sight in this day and age. He's 0 for 2 against Yuri today as he takes a curveball high for ball 2. Almost feels risky these days, Gabby. He probably feels naked standing up there without that
shin guard or
jaw flap.
Jaw flap.
Fly ball left field. Heriberto has got it, and the side is retired. We'll go to the 7th when we return. Marlins baseball is brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito. By the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply. And by Amazon. Spend less on your kids for back to school. School is back in session in South Florida. Top of the 7th inning here in Cincinnati. A rubber match today between the Marlins and the Reds. Julian Garcia, the right-hander, will stay out to pitch for Cincinnati. He pitched a perfect top of the 6th. And this starts to beg the question with Jimenez and Ruiz, the first baseman and right fielder on deck, both bat right-handed. Do you start to deploy here in the 7th some of your lefties, say Conine and Casey?
Yes. I absolutely would. Those are your guys. Those are your catalysts. It's a 0-0 ball game. You have Yuri on the mound. The way that he's been throwing this game, you already saw what happened in game 1 with Sandy on the mound. They need to get that offense going. So if it's me, I'm telling my lefties, get ready because you're going to be coming in.
Okay, then the question would be for Terry Francona, is it a chess match at that point? Do you bring in a lefty? Is anybody loosening? Does he try to prepare himself for that right now as Sanoha flies one high in the air back of third, and that'll reach the seats and go foul?
And the answer is yes. I do believe that Terry Francona, he understands the situation. They don't have anybody up.
Loosening.
So at this point, I'm looking at that saying, all right, fellas.
This gives Clayton his opportunity.
This is the opportunity here that we can get, the lefties into the ball game, and that's what I would be doing.
And in a scoreless game where one mighty swing can change the complexity of this, maybe not an awful time with Jimenez and Ruiz to follow here in the 7th. We'll see what Clayton decides to do as the 1-2 is called strike 3. Second strikeout for Garcia, who was perfectly retired 4 in a row. That is a ball, but the Marlins do not have any challenges remaining. Well, make sure you come out to the ballpark on Saturday, August 22nd for a special beer fest presented by Biscayne Bay Brewing. Sample a variety of craft beers, including selections from Biscayne Bay Brewing, the official craft beer of the Marlins. And catch the Marlins when they take on the Nationals. Marlins.com/beerfest has all your information. Here's one question answered. Jimenez will bat for himself. And Leo Jimenez 0 for 2 today. He did not check his swing. Really?
Wow. I thought he did check it just like you did.
Yeah, he went.
I mean, that's close.
Swinging a ground ball through the left side, a base hit. So Clayton lets Leo bat for himself, and he rewards him with a 1-out single, and the go-ahead run is aboard. Let's get you a quick message from Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia.
Winning doesn't just happen by accident. At WHG, we know every case is earned before you ever step inside the courtroom. WHG, preparation wins.
So Garcia will face Ruiz with Jimenez the go-ahead run at first. Hayes is in at third, and Ruiz takes a sweeper for ball 1.
We're starting to look at the numbers of, with Clayton leaving in the righties. Righties are hitting 171 against Garcia.
Nice catch.
Lefty's hitting 167. So right around the same.
There's activity in the Marlins bullpen. That is Josh Eknes. Maybe Clayton is satisfied with the 6 shutout from Uri. But maybe not. 1-1. Jimenez at first with 1 out, scoreless in the 7th. And Garcia comes home with a fastball. And on an appeal, Ruiz did not go. It's 2-2. Marlins have won 5 of 7 in their wins, 7 runs per game, and he went around. And Ruiz has punched out for the first time today. That's the 3rd strikeout for Garcia, the 5th on the afternoon for Reds pitching.
And other numbers, Kyle, too. Righties, 5 home runs off Garcia compared to 0 for left-handed batters. So when you look at kind of OPS, which is what teams will look at statistically, righties OPS against Garcia, 886, lefties, 505.
Answers some of those questions you're talking about. So here is Marcy, 4 for 4 last night, 0 for 2 today. What can Marcy do for the Fish here in the 7th? Marcy hitting over 340 here in August as he takes a sweeper for strike 2 with a 405 OBP, a 905 OPS in 13 games this month. That coming into today. It's been a very quiet afternoon for the Marlins offense. There's a look at your in-game box score. Even behind 0-2, you know Marcy will remain very patient at the plate. And there are those numbers here in August. Double, triple homer, RBI, a 342 batting average for Jacob. I guess August is just his month, because when he debuted last August, he put everybody in baseball on notice, and he's starting to do that once again in August of 2026.
Kind of look at his numbers. If he's able to get anywhere near that 230 or 240 mark, that would be a great comeback.
Well, if he were to finish with, say, a 230 batting average, he is going to be a huge contributor down the stretch. It's going to take a boatload of work to get that thing up near 230 or 240, which would be more than respectable given the way things have gone. But if he does that, this offense is going to be cooking in the final 39 games. Is that what it is? 38?
Well, I mean, he showed last year that he can carry a team.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happened when he came up. I mean, boy, he was the guy that everybody was looking for that big hit. So, I mean, can he do it? Absolutely he can.
Let's see. See if he can do something right here.
This would be great. Right in the gap. Good guys running.
1-2. Check the swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So he has seen now 6 different pitches from Garcia. 1 slider, 4 sweepers, 1 fastball. There's ball 3. And that will at the very least loosen things up for Jimenez at first. It looks like Sal Stewart will hold him on to make sure that league is not too big in case of an extra base hit. Reds would love a chance at the plate. 3-2. We'll have to do it again.
Continuing to fight. He started off this at-bat 0-2. Has gotten it all the way back to 3-2. He's fouled off a couple pitches. It's going to be the 9th pitch of the at-bat for Marcy.
Marlins offense broke out late last night with 5 unanswered in the 8th and 9th. Trying to score and break the ice here in the 7th inning of a scoreless game today. Lost his bat and fouls it off. It's been a while since Marcy lost the grip on that bat.
You're going to want to go ahead and make sure you check that bat out.
Watch the bat and the ball. Whoa, baby.
Yeah, you gotta go ahead and get that grip on. Get the stick. Make sure it gets nice and sticky for you. This was the worst feeling in the world when I was hitting and I would lose a bat, because then I felt like the next swing it was going to happen again.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was just mental. It was tough. You feel like you're holding on to that bat a lot tighter.
Turn it into sawdust. So again, count is full, and Jimenez will again be on the move. And he struck him out with a sweeper to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on base here in the 7th. It is stretch time here in Cincinnati. Let's head to the stretch. It is brought to you by Celsius. Welcome to the stretch, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks. Let's head to Craig, who's in the Reds Hall of Fame.
We're at the Reds Hall of Fame here at Great American Ballpark. For my money, the best team Hall of Fame in the game. It's amazing. And this year, they're celebrating one of the greatest teams ever in baseball history. That's the Big Red Machine. They won the World Series in '75 and '76. On one side here, 1975. Boy, they had some good pitchers. Gary Nolan, Don Gullett, the lefty, Jack Billingham. But they were known for their great hitting and that powerful lineup right here. Guys like Morgan, Rose, Bench, Perez, Foster, Concepcion, Griffey, and Cesar Geronimo, part of the Big Red Machine. Charlie Hustle, Pete Rose, was the MVP of the '75 series. Best remembered, though, probably for Carlton Fisk's home run, Stay Fair, in Game 6. That set up a decisive Game 7, which the Reds won 4-3. Our pal here, Russ, is a Marlins fan now, but he is from Ohio, and you were at Games 4 and 5. What was that like?
It was absolutely an unbelievable feeling. This is one of the best teams I ever seen fielded. And my favorite player in that series was Mr. Clutch, Tony Perez.
Tony Perez, who's got some Marlin ties too, as we know. It was an exciting series. The Reds won it, setting them up for '76. And this is their World Championship banner. They won 50 years ago at Riverfront Stadium. That's where it hung. This time around, they swept the Phillies in 3, but it was a much easier run in the World Series. They swept the Yankees in 4 games. The great classic Reds jerseys, the Stars, Tony Perez and company with those big names. Tremendous moment in Cincinnati history, and it's all capped off by winning this trophy, the World Series trophy, in 1976. We'll get back to Marlins baseball after this quick break provided by Celsius.
It's an outstanding walk and talk from Craig touring the Reds Hall of Fame. Some more shots about the Big Red Machine. Some of the best teams in baseball history. 1970, 1979, 6 National League West at the time titles. 95 wins a season. Almost 300 games over, 500 over that time period. 8 players combined for 25 Gold Gloves, 63 All-Star games. Known as the Great 8. Rose, Morgan, Perez, Bench, Concepcion, Foster, Griffey, and Geronimo. 88 games those 8 played together in 175. And in 1975 and 1976, they lost only 19. That's unbelievable. That's crazy. There's some legends here in Cincinnati.
It's a lot of Hall of Famers on that team.
Well, let's get back to baseball here at Great American Ballpark. Offense nada. 6 shutout for Perez, 5 shutout for Lodolo. Otto Lopez collected his 150th hit of 2026. 6 innings for Yuri Perez, 2 hits, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts. It's an interesting line. Maybe didn't have his best stuff, but some of the best find a way to fight through it on the days that you might not be your sharpest. So Perez's afternoon is over, and Josh Eknes is coming out to pitch here, Gabby.
Yeah, Josh Eknes, 4-pitch mix, good fastball. I mean, it's touching upper 90s consistently. We'll throw that sweeper. Those are his 2 main pitches. You're looking at where the game is right now. Needs to keep it right here. He's been doing a great job so far this season with a 1.80 ERA.
We saw him in game 1 of this series. He is facing Matt McLean, who is 0 for 2 today. McLean struck out in the 2nd, grounded out to 3rd in the 5th. There's that fastball you're talking about, 98.
Boy, it's a good one. Marlins able to go to the bullpen and just bring out guys who throw absolute gas.
And strike 2.
And not easy either because of how he steps. You can see that he's almost has that crossfire himself. So when he does throw the curveball or that sweeper, it's a big break going side to side.
It's interesting you bring up his velocity because fastball usage around the league is coming down. The Marlins' average fastball velocity is the 2nd best in Major League Baseball, but they throw the fewest fastballs in the league.
I saw Daniel Moscas kind of doing an interview, and he was, talking about that, of why they throw so many off-speed pitches. And he says, well, go around the league and ask hitters what's the pitch that they want to hit, and every single one of them will say the fastball.
Yeah.
They do not say I want to hit the breaking pitches. So the philosophy is we're not going to give you the pitch that you want to hit.
It's really interesting. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a fastball. This is what's interesting about all this, Gabby. And Peter Bendix has done a terrific job staffing his firm with incredibly bright people and spending tens of millions of dollars to outfit the place to analytically be in a spot where you can compete with the rest of baseball. But they simplify things when it comes game time. Philosophically, throughout the system, at least on the mound, because you brought up Daniel's name in the interview he was doing with MLB Network, this is what they tell their guys. It's really hard to hit baseballs. Our goal is to get to 2 strikes as quickly as possible. Our catcher's going to set up down the middle of the plate, and your objective is to get 2 strikes in that rectangle ASAP. And then we get to 2 strikes, then we can go to work, then we're looking for swing and miss stuff. So you blend all the analytics into a very easy, digestible way for these players. Throw the ball in that rectangle. We're not big on inside, outside. Get to 2 strikes. And we'll tip our cap if they do something before the 2 strikes. It's really cool. I really enjoy it. Weak ground ball right back to the mound. That is snagged and stabbed at by Eknes, and there's 2 up and 2 down.
And it just goes to show, too, the success that they've been able to have with that. Right? You're not showing the fastballs early. It's a lot of breaking pitches, tough pitches to hit, and then all of a sudden it's almost like pitching backwards, where now you get later into the at-bat, you haven't even seen a fastball, and here's 98, 99 miles an hour, and you're going, geez, that thing looks like it's 120 after I'm seeing all these other pitches.
I have one more thought, something to keep an eye on moving forward. I think fans will enjoy watching for this as well. Here's TJ Friedl. If he gives us a chance, he will. He said there's this old archaic thing in baseball where the first pitch of every game is just supposed to be a fastball. He said, and Daniel said today, he says, I don't have the numbers, but if you check, I bet we throw the fewest first pitch fastballs to start a game of anybody. He's like, why would we do that? Why would you just tell them here's a fastball? Right. Instead, here's a breaking ball. If you ask Gabby, when you were playing, if I said, what pitch do you want to hit? What was your favorite pitch to hit?
Always.
So why on earth do you
never, and you know what's funny? And pitchers knew that, and all of a sudden it would be like, here's a get-me-over little curveball.
And this comes back to what the Marlins are doing. Everybody knows that your favorite pitch to hit is a fastball. We're just not going to throw that many. Bouncing ball to the right side. That was a fastball. Friedl is retired in a very easy bottom of the 7th inning for Josh Eknes. We are in Cincinnati, Ohio, wrapping up a series between the Marlins and the Reds. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Miami Marlins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Miami Marlins. Game 3 scoreless, top of the 8th inning. TJ Antone is on in relief. The first pitch is bunted by Brian Navarreto, and he is out at first. That goes 2-3. Are you a little surprised that Clayton let Navarreto hit for himself?
Yes. I was thinking that this was going to go foul, too. Nope, that ball stayed in fair territory.
Antone pitched last night. He faced Casey Mack, Paulie Ruiz before they went to the bullpen, and Antone got beat up. He allowed 3 runs all earned.
And the reason why is because lefties are actually hitting 70 points higher than righties against Antone.
And you had options, especially in the catcher spot. You could have had Mack hit for Navarreto because Ramirez is still your DH. He could still serve as the backup if you had issues.
I understand that they are trying to give Max some days off because he's in a part of the season where he hasn't been there before, but he's young. I feel like you can let him go out there. It's only going to be an inning and a half. Like, let him swing the bat, see if you can get some offense going here. I'm right there with you. Here in this lineup, it's going to be tough because you got Lopez, Hernandez. The one that I'm looking at is maybe Ramirez. If Ramirez's spot comes up, I can see them definitely hitting for him.
I am sure Clayton will be asked about this after the game. Craig is downstairs. Maybe he has a little bit more.
Well, the only guy I see rustling and bustling has been Conine. Even last inning, he had some padding on, glove on, kind of ready to go. I look over, I still saw Owen Casey middle of the bench, so it might be Conine in that spot potentially here in the 8th inning, but it is unusual because we've seen, in fact, we've seen Clayton set a record here this year going back to back to back pinch hitters in an inning, more than once on this road trip too.
You know, and again, I'm sure he will be asked about this post game. It's a 0-0 game in the 8th inning. There's 6 weeks left, and you are trying desperately to claw your way back in this wild card race. Maybe Joe's unavailable today, or maybe they're waiting maybe for that perfect opportunity later in the inning or in the 9th. Maybe a guy gets on, and
And I think that's the spot. A guy getting on, then all of a sudden you bring somebody in. But I do understand the thought process though of giving Joe a complete day off, and that's Joe Mack.
Lopez line drive to left, but right at Blade for out number 2. You know, the other thing, Gabby, you cannot come to Cincinnati and waste a Sandy Alcantara and Yuri Perez start. Marlins really need to find a way to win this game today, win another series. It would be their 3rd in a row, and hop on that bird to Philadelphia, where you're going to face some stiff competition the next 3 nights. Now there's Griff. He's getting ready.
Yeah, I would have to think that if Hernandez is able to get on, Griff is coming into this ball game.
Now, speaking of Philadelphia, here's your probables: Junk, Sanchez, TVA, Wheeler, Alcantara, Nola.
That's 2 really good pitchers for Phillies going back to back, and Sanchez and Wheeler.
Marlins swept the Phillies in that most recent series at Lone Depot Park. They beat Zach Wheeler in that outing. That was the outing he was a little sick afterwards. Remember Donnie saying, yeah, not too worried. There's ball 3 on Hernandez. Let's see, when we were last in Philadelphia for that 3-game series, Wheeler faced Gusto, Luzardo faced Phillips, and then Painter went opposite of Alcantara when the Marlins salvaged it. As Hernandez takes strike 1. No runs, 4 hits. Swing, belted in the air, left field, pretty deep. Lede going back, looking up, it's gone! Heriberto Hernandez gives the Marlins the lead here in the 8th with his team leading. 18th home run of the season.
Well, partner, I thought he was going to hit one today. I thought it was going to be a couple of at-bats ago, but at least he proved me right. Gets it to a hitter's count. It's a whole bunch of sweepers, and I'll tell you what, Heriberto Hernandez, you give him a sweeper. If it's anywhere in the strike zone, he's going to put a good swing on it. And boy, did he ever. That's a huge swing. Here it is. Slider, left up, 3-1 count. He threw it on 3-0. It was perfectly placed down and away. This one gets up and just out of here. Ball leaves the bat at 102 miles an hour.
Gabby, it truly stuns me that he continues to receive breaking balls. A Marlins home run for healthcare brought to you by Leon Medical Centers. Each Marlins homer this season means a donation to the League Against Cancer, delivering free care in South Florida. We talked about this last night with Hernandez. The cat is out of the bag. He struggles against fastballs. Why teams continue to throw him hittable breaking balls is beyond me, because he destroys them.
Yeah, you talked about it. Against breaking balls so far this season, 263 batting average, and that's his 7th home run off the breaker.
Look at the reaction by Antone.
And Antone's kind of shaking his head, understanding, man, it was too good of a pitch.
Off the hands, on the ground to short. Throw is high. It pulled him off the bag, and Ramirez is safe.
Yeah, for me, I think that was De La Cruz just being lackadaisical over there at shortstop. Gets this ball. He knows that he has time with Ramirez running. Yeah. He didn't move his feet towards first. He didn't replace him. Just up, and that ball just sails on him. Got to follow your throw.
13th error committed this season by De La Cruz at short. Here is Edwards. The Marlins lead for the first time in this game. They break the ice here in the 8th. A 2-out solo shot by Heriberto Hernandez. His 18th of the season. And will one run be good enough? We will see.
Well, hopefully the Marlins can come through like they did yesterday. Yesterday they broke out in the 8th. So far here too. And look who is up. Big Michael Peterson. He's peaking again.
And this is a soft liner in the left for a base hit. Ramirez will stop at second. Second hit of the inning. Sandwiched in between this E6. And Ramirez at second with 2 outs. Edwards with his first hit of the day, now 1 for 3, and here comes Sanoja.
I would be interested to see if all of a sudden with Ramirez at second base, maybe getting a pinch runner in because he is DHing.
Who, Paulie?
Yeah, you get Paulie in, you get somebody with a little bit of speed who can end up scoring on a base hit.
Here is Sanoja, who's 0 for 3 with a couple of ground outs. Yeah, I like your thought process there. That second run at this juncture of the ball game could be huge. But Ramirez running for himself. Edwards at first. Antone has given up runs in back-to-back games and outings. Sanoja 0 for 7 in this series. Ball 3.
If you're Sanoja right here, you're looking for a good pitch to swing at.
You turn him loose?
I'll turn him loose. Absolutely, I will. I trust in Sanoja to understand the strike zone and know what to look for in this situation.
There's ball 4.
Take that.
He has lost it after the E6.
Okay, I was going to say we got to have a pinch hitter coming up now. Base is loaded, and yes, they are. Going to Griff Conine. It seems like this is exactly what Clayton was looking for. Understanding the situation, not going to bring in Conine unless there's guys in scoring position. Right time, right move. with Leo Jimenez coming up.
Marlins have 6 pinch hit home runs this season, trailing only the Washington Nationals.
Let's tie him up, because this would be a huge one. This would be a grand salami if Griff is able to tattoo one here out of the ballpark. Talk about insurance runs. That would be a good amount of them.
In 30 games since July 9th, Griffin Conine is hitting .301 with an OPS of 1037 with 10 home runs and 17 RBIs. He leads the Marlins offense and is tied for 3rd in home runs in that span. Also leads the league in slugging as he takes a sweeper for strike 1. And there is very little right now that you can sneak by Griffin Conine. When he swings, he is hitting it with some serious authority. Bases loaded with 2 outs. That misses outside. Well, Marlins did all their damage in the 8th inning last night within reason. They had 4 runs in the top of the 8th. And 3 of those came off of Antone, who's still out there pitching. He's already thrown 26 pitches here in the top of the 8th.
With Antone on the mound, 42% of the time to the lefties, he's going to throw that sweeper. 25% he'll throw a cutter. So for a lefty, it's going to be sweeper, cutters. It's going to be everything that's going to be moving into you as a hitter.
Bases loaded, 1-2. That is low. He did not go. So 2-2 now on Griffin, who not only hits the ball hard, he has displayed in his handful of seasons now, in particular this year, to have a very keen eye at the plate. He knows the strike zone very well. 2-2. Ball 3. He's got nowhere to put him. The merry-go-round will be in motion, and Antone's got to come right after him. And Conine will ask for time. So the difference right now, my friends, if you're just joining us, a 2-out solo shot by Hernandez off Antone here in the 8th. But after that, they've loaded the bases, and Conine is trying to give him an even bigger lead. Here's the 3-2. And that is ball 4. He walked in a run, and the Marlins lead 2-0.
Go ahead and challenge. That ball's off.
Ball. Catcher's challenging.
You almost have to try it for Trevino, but it's not going to matter. That is an excellent plate appearance for Griffin Conine, who will collect the cheap RBI.
See,
Cincinnati's out of challenge.
For me, you call it cheap. I call it a hard battled RBI.
That's fair
there
too. We can call it,
because that's a tough at bat. You're coming in and it's just sweeper after sweeper after sweeper, and learning where that arm slot is, where that ball needs to start for it to be a strike. And you talked about it too. What Griff has displayed: great plate discipline, understanding the strike zone. Very nicely done.
Terry Francona will go to the bullpen. He'll go to Marinaccio. Bases remain loaded when we return.
WSAI is how. I just might.
Celebrate 3-time Gold Glove winner and World Series champion Luis Castillo on Saturday, August 22nd at 4:10. It's the Marlins' next Legends Pin Series. Special package includes a Legends level seat and a limited edition Luis Castillo collector's pin. Get your tickets at marlins.com/pin series. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2-0 Miami. Ruiz is batting, and now he'll face Ron Marinaccio, who allowed a run. He did so in the 9th inning last night. Terry Francona going back to the well with some of the same guys that did not work out a night ago. The 1-0, that's taken for ball 2. Neither team has any challenges. Marinaccio has nowhere to put Ruiz. He's in a total bind, trying to help out Antone here. Couldn't hold this swing on that fastball. It's 2-1. Dark clouds rolling into Cincinnati, and maybe a bit resembling how this season has gone for the Reds. There's your runners. Here's the 2-1. Oh, good sweeper. I don't think Ruiz was expecting that.
No, and kind of looking at this ball game with Marinaccio up, and Yeah, you do have Grant Pauly on the bench. Grant Pauly did face him yesterday, hit a nice double with an RBI. Could have been a guy that you could bring in.
Ball 3.
But now you're going to have the merry-go-round again. Another 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. Runners will be moving.
This is like the Pirates earlier in the week. Marlins had the bases loaded. I think there was a hit by pitch and a walk.
We'll take another walk.
Marinaccio kicks and fires a fastball that is in there for strike 3 called. Then the inning is over. But the Marlins get a couple of runs. They do it on 2 hits. In error, they leave them loaded. But a big blast from Heriberto Hernandez has staked the Marlins to a Game 3 lead. Oh, back here in Cincinnati, Marlins have a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th. And Michael Peterson is coming on to pitch. He owns a bullpen leading 1.89 ERA over his last 20 appearances. This dates back to June 21st. There's the numbers for Big Mike over 49 appearances this season. He has not been scored upon in 5 games to begin August. He's held opponents scoreless in 17 of 20 appearances, along with along with a handful of strikeouts over this 16-game stretch. First pitch swinging, Tyler Stevenson, big blast, deep right center. Marcy back at the wall, and it's gone. Thank goodness the Marlins have a little bit of insurance. Stevenson off the bench in a pinch. Pinch hitting for Ke'Bryan Hayes has made this a 2-1 game here in the 8th.
Well, they know with Peterson on the mound, it's going to be fastballs and a lot of fastballs, and it looks like Stevenson was ready for it. Probably hitting in the cage off the machine, putting it to 98, 99 miles an hour. Oh, he didn't miss that one. But you are right. You talk about that insurance run, talking about needing that extra. That was playing a huge part right now.
Here is Elly De La Cruz. You blink, it's a 1-run game. The 7th pinch hit home run over Tyler Stevenson in his career. Peterson fired a perfect 8th inning last night, faced Stevenson, whom popped up against. Struck out Suarez and got Dane Myers to ground out. That missed inside for ball 2 on De La Cruz. That's drilled. Center field. Marcy back with room, just a touch too far off the end of his bat. And that is an eventful first out.
Marcy did a good job first step getting himself back to the wall. But you are right off the bat. It seemed like Elly De La Cruz was able to get it. I mean, even the exit velo on that was 99 miles an hour.
Here is Sal Stewart. He is a threat. He's got some pop. StatCast brought to you by Google Cloud. He's got 26 bombs this season as a rookie.
Yeah, the thing is, when you look at the home runs, it's not just pull side, it's from line to line. He stays to the big part of the field, showing off that power.
Good fastball, 1-1. So Stevenson, with his first pinch hit home run since 2023, has made this a 1-run game in the 8th. Stewart 0 for 3. 3 for 11 in the series. That's fouled off. The 1 through 4 batters in this series for Terry Francona are now 6 for 39 in this series with 8 strikeouts. That includes De La Cruz, Stewart, Bleday, and Suarez. They've gotten very little production from the top of the order in this series. Michael Peterson is hoping to keep it that way here in the 8th. They're combined 0 for 9 today. They have drawn 4 walks. Peterson fires a 2-2 and he struck him out. Threw a fastball right by him at 97. He's settling in after the homer.
Not only is he settling in, he's just saying, that's fine. I'm going to go still with that fastball. I'm going to stay to the top of the zone. That's his bread and butter. He knows it. Every once in a while, you're going to get tagged. It's baseball. It happens.
So now those 1 through 4 hitters 6 for 40 this weekend. Here's Bleday. Nobody on. 2 out. There's ball 1. Who did that hit?
Oh,
did that catch John Lipka?
Yes, it did.
It stunned him.
Yep. That's going to hurt him.
And Navarrete was very quick to save him.
As a catcher, you can hear when it hits the umpire because you'll hear their voice.
Oh, it caught Navarreto's mask and then the inner thigh of Lipka.
And you probably heard Lipka go, "Oi," as a catcher, and that's when you get up real quick and you go and you grab him. Is everything all right? Are you okay?
There'll be a bruise awaiting him
yeah.
in the umpire's locker room.
He's going to ice that.
1-1 to Bleday. Should the Marlins hang on to win, and should the Phillies lose, they're down 5-4 in the 7th in Minnesota. Miami would go to Philadelphia tomorrow night, just 2 games back in the win column of the Phillies, whom they recently swept at home. 2-1 is popped in the air to third. That'll end the inning. A pinch hit leadoff homer for Tyler Stevenson has made this a 2-1 game as we go to the 9th.
Check if you're eligible today.
Well, fasten those seatbelts. This is going to be a fun finish in the rubber match in Cincinnati this afternoon. Marlins with 2 in the top of the 8th. The Reds got 1 back thanks to Tyler Stevenson in the bottom of the 8th. Ron Marinaccio stays out there to pitch for the Reds. He'll face 8-9-1 Marcy, Navarrete, and Lopez unless there's changes. There was 1 change defensively in the bottom of the 8th. Graham Pauley went in at first base for Jimenez, who was pinch hit for Conine. There's some changes here in the top of the 9th inning for the Reds. Marcy with a fly ball to left. Bleday backing up. It's carrying, and he makes the catch. Here's a look at your postseason picture. There's the Marlins. There's the Reds highlighted in yellow. Look in the middle. There's the wild card. Your division leaders off to the left. Miami very much in the mix with a huge series beginning tomorrow night at Citizens Bank Park. It'll be lively. It'll be rowdy. But first, they're trying to win their 3rd consecutive series here as Brian Navarrete, who's 0 for 3, takes a strike.
Yeah, for the Marlins right now. Well, we saw what an extra run would do in last inning. Trying to see if they can get another one here. Another insurance run would be extremely nice.
There's your defensive changes for Cincinnati. Marte in right, Tolia at first, Stewart at third, Stevenson catching. So Hayes out as he was pinch hit for by Stevenson, who hit the pinch hit homer. This big swing came up empty, and there is Pete Fairbanks, who has been nothing short of brilliant over an 8-game scoreless streak, allowing just 3 base runners and striking out 13 of his last 27 batters in which he's faced.
Yesterday he was nails, striking out the side. It was nasty.
And for as good as he's been, yesterday might have been his best. That's a fair ball. Stewart with an off-balance throw to first to Tolia for out number 2.
That's a really nice play from Stewart, going from first to third. Brian Hayes getting out of the ball game, and Stewart comes in and makes a nice one.
2-1, top 9, nobody on, 2 out for Lopez, who led off the ball game with a single. Since 0 for 3 with a ground out, a fly out, and a line out, as Otto takes a cutter for strike 1. Junk versus Sanchez tomorrow night, the 0-1. Airtime 6:30 tomorrow night. 2-1 on Otto. Changeup missed inside. Marlins are 57-3 when they lead after 8. Ball 3. Yuri Perez gave him 6 shutout innings. Eknes with a scoreless 7th. Peterson allowed the homer in the 8th. And there is ball 4, so a 2-out base runner.
It's going to be interesting here. Otto Lopez at first base can steal some bases. Problem that you have is that you have Heriberto Hernandez up, and you want him to swing the bat. You feel like any ball that's going to be in the gap, and there's a huge opening in left center field. Wherever he gets a ball there, Lopez is easily scoring.
Inside on Hernandez, who hit his career high and team leading 18th home run of the season in the 8th with 2 outs and nobody on. The difference right now in this ball game is Griffin Conine pinch hitting, drawing the bases loaded walk. Lopez at first. He does have a career high 24 stolen bases. Not going, and Hernandez takes downstairs for ball 2.
I want to see him go. Now, this is not the right pitch to go on a 2-0 count, because a fastball is more likely to be thrown. But I want him to be aggressive, trying to get himself into scoring position.
Ball 3. So Hernandez is going to wait on a 3-0 pitch here. And more often than not, these guys always have the green light if they want to give it a go. There's the infield defense. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, man.
And he was going to be swinging if that ball was going to be in the strike zone. That was a yes, 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 no take. So you can see that he was going to be swinging. Oh,
I know this sounds crazy, but this is actually,
it's actually not a bad spot.
It's the best place to get hit on the hand.
Yep.
You got to hold your hand up if you're at home watching. There's a little fatty part of your palm right there. There are tons of brittle bones in your hands, but that particular area is not an awful place to get hit.
Yeah, it's got some meat there.
And when you're clenching the bat, things tighten up right there. So hopefully he's okay. It looks like he is.
He's going to be sore for, probably a couple pitches here. But if you're going to get hit, just like you talked about, that's where you want to get hit in the hand.
Instead of outside of the fingers, tops of fingers. Here's Ramirez with a chance for some insurance here in the 9th. And the Gus bus flies one behind first. Long run for Tolia. Still going. That's into the seats. Two homers, 15 RBIs on the season for Ramirez. Edwards on deck if we get that far. Marlins mounting a 2-out rally here in the 9th. Swinging a line drive out towards right field, pretty deep. Marte going back, it's over his head, off the wall. 1 run will score. Here comes Hernandez. He's going to score in a 2-out opposite field 2-run double for Augustin Ramirez. All aboard the Gus bus. It's 4-1.
Woo! Boy, gets a sweeper, stays on it. Look at the eyes. Over the barrel. Hits this one 101 miles an hour. Marte can't come up with it. What a huge hit for Agustin Ramirez. Boy, I guarantee you that he is smiling inside. That was a big one there. They needed some insurance run. How about 2?
Those bobbleheads of his are going to be a hot commodity if he keeps hitting like this. Here's Edwards, who takes upstairs for ball 1.
I will say they're very cool bobbleheads with the Gus bus.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have one. 7th double of the season for Augustine. RBIs 16 and 17. It's the 3rd time he's been on base here today. Ball 2 on Edwards. How about the insurance now for Fairbanks? At the very minimum, will work with a 3-run lead.
I start to kind of look forward on with Clayton McCullough maybe leaving certain guys in. I would have to think that that is for tomorrow's ball game, right? You're facing Sanchez. These guys need to get some at-bats, need to get some rhythm. And all of a sudden, now I guarantee you that Agustin Ramirez is going to have...
Whoa, he's feeling third,
Gabby.
Gabby.
Oh, he's feeling good.
He's got wheels.
Oh, he's feeling good. I mean, that was an easy steal, but you give him confidence.
Yes, you're right.
All of a sudden, Ramirez comes up, just has a huge hit in the 9th. You give him that confidence. I mean, look how confident he is. Oh, you want to give me third base? I can do that.
And there's ball 4 to Edwards. So the Marlins in the last 2 innings have scored all 4 runs with 2 outs. And now they've scored 9 runs in the 8th and 9th innings of the last 2 games.
It's something that we've seen with this Marlins team, relentless throughout the whole entire game.
Cheer up, Clayton.
Yeah, Clayton, come on, put a smile out there. There we go. I see a little crack of a smile coming.
Hey, yeah.
He knows
the job, boys.
The job is not done. He wants some more. He understands that Pete Fairbanks probably wants to save, but for him, he's saying, I will take another 2 or 3 runs if you let us. Boy, Sano has a huge hole to the right side.
You like that?
Oh, boy, if he lets that ball just travel a little bit, that's another run coming through. And they're throwing him away.
Yeah. .30 pitches for Marinaccio, 19 balls, 11 strikes. Yikes. There goes Edwards. The pitch is taken for a strike, and they'll let him take second, standing up.
You might not think that that's a big deal, but it's a huge deal because all of a sudden a base hit's going to score 2.
Swing and a drive. Deep left field. Gone. Javier Sanoja puts it out of reach here in the 9th.
How about that? Javi Sanoja showing off the juice on a sweeper down the middle. Yeah, let's party. Oh, that's beauty. Talk about extra insurance runs. Oh boy, the Marlins got that. 5 runs.
Paulie with a ground ball to first, and it gets underneath the glove of Tolia. The Boo Birds are out here in Cincinnati, and it is unraveling on the Reds late in this game.
Oh, and for Javi Sanoja. Oh, you want to throw me a sweeper down the middle? Yeah, no problem. I've seen a bunch of them. Let me explode on this. Hits it out in front and crushes this baseball.
Sanoja's second home run of the month.
You think he's having fun?
He always is. And Ruiz is the 9th Marlin to bat here in the 9th. And another Marlins home run for healthcare brought to you by Leon Medical Centers. Each Marlins homer this season means a donation to the League Against Cancer, delivering free care in South Florida. Ruiz, soft shot, and De La Cruz can't make the catch.
Oh, you're going to get a lot of boo birds here because that's a play that Ellie De La Cruz needs to make. And again, we saw it on a ground ball. Looked like he was lackadaisical going after it and making the throw, not following it. Here, the same exact thing. This is a ball that gets out there, seems like he has it, just takes his eyes off the glove right there, not looking at it in. Ball gets behind him.
Back-to-back errors, and the third in the last 2 innings by this Reds defense, one that had been pretty good this season. And now Marcy takes downstairs for ball one, and Terry Francona, by the way, is leaving Ron Marinaccio out there to die in this game. He's thrown 32 pitches, 19 balls, 13 strikes, and the Marlins have hit around here in the 9th. And sit down, Pete Fairbanks. Tyler Zuber, you will be welcome.
Sorry, Pete. Not today. The boys came up clutch at the end.
So now 12 runs in the 8th and 9th innings of the last 2 games for the Marlins offense.
I guarantee you Pete Fairbanks is not too unhappy about this one. Nothing better than you're getting up, you're thinking you're going to close the game, and all of a sudden the offense gives you 5 runs so far in the top of the 9th.
A 7-1 Miami lead in the 3-0 to Marcy. It's in there for strike one. So if you go back to the 8th, and Marcy is the 10th man to bat here in the 9th, the Marlins have sent 18 hitters to the plate in the last 2 innings. 18 hitters. Strike two. Count is full.
It's 6 innings of work. 18 hitters, 3 an inning.
And there is ball 4.
Keep it going.
Holy cow. And now Brian Navarreto will be the 11th Marlin to bat here in the 9th. What did Marinaccio do to deserve this?
Well, it's what happens. All of a sudden you come into a ball game and it gets away from you quickly. They're not wanting to go to the bullpen and use anybody else. You're going to have to just get out of it yourself.
And that's largely in part due to the fact that they have a doubleheader here against the Cardinals tomorrow. Brian Navarreto has 2 hits this season. That was in Sacramento on July 5th. Over a month later, looking for a third, and he almost had it. So with the win, the Marlins scheduled to improve to 64 and 61. Philadelphia has second and third, down a run with 1 out in Minnesota this afternoon in the 8th. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The 0-2 is outside. Javier Sanoja, 3-run homer to really open things up here in the 9th. Now it's 2-2 on Navarreto. Line drive foul. 2 in the 8th, 5 here in the 9th. Every single run the Marlins have scored today has come with 2 outs. Remember, Marcy and Navarretto flew out and grounded out facing Marinaccio to start the 9th. 2-2. Struck him out. But the Marlins send 11 men to the plate here in the 9th inning. They score 5 times. 3 runs coming courtesy of the little fella with a big old swing. Javier Sanoja's blown.
Cleaner teeth. Your perfect clean starts with Oral-B.
Marlins baseball is presented by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply. And by Hard Rock Bet, the official bet partner of the Miami Marlins. 7-1 Marlins lead, bottom of the 9th. And Tyler Zuber on to pitch for Miami. 7 2-out runs scored by the Marlins in the 8th and 9th inning here today. No saving it now. Fairbanks was loosening. The 27th appearance of the season for Tyler Zuber. And something a touch special in it this afternoon now for the Marlins. Josh Eknes in line for a victory. It would be the first of his major league career. Suarez fouls one off, so you know where the lineup card will be going after this one.
And also you'll know where the baseball is going to go. That 3rd out, here you go. Put that on the mantle.
Suarez hacking away. It stays 2-2. Zuber pitched last night. Suarez lines one to left, down for a base hit in front of Heriberto Hernandez. And here comes Michael Toglia. Phillies have tied that ball game in Minnesota. They have the bases loaded with 1 out in the top of the 8th, so they're looking for more.
Wow.
Toglia up the middle. Lopez has got it. Steps on the bag. Fires it to first. Double play.
I was just about to tell you that Zuber will get some ground balls, and he got the perfect one there. The pitcher's best friend, and that one was easy for Lopez. Snagging this ball, going and stepping on second himself. Very nicely done.
And
out of the way.
Blake Butler had Otto Lopez positioned perfectly.
It really is crazy how they are able to do that and understand where that ball usually comes off the bat and where they hit it.
Phillies have taken the lead in that game. Brian De La Cruz with a go-ahead base hit. 7-5 Philadelphia in the 8th. We'll keep you posted. Reds down to their final out. Marlins on the verge of winning their 3rd consecutive series. Against the Angels, the Pirates, and now the Reds. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. And the Marlins, with a win here, will improve to 26-36 on the road. Nobody on, 2 out. And the 1-2 missed outside. Post-game show coming up next. Craig will be joined downstairs by a guest. Don't go anywhere. You're not doing anything on a Sunday anyway. 2-2 now. So 12 runs the last 2 games in the last 2 innings. Good on this offense. 3-2. He struck him out. The ball game is over. The Marlins take down the Reds this afternoon 7-1, and they have won their third consecutive series. Some big hits today: Javier Sanoja, Heriberto Hernandez, Augustin Ramirez, and congratulations, Josh Eknes, on your first major league win.
Yeah, congratulations to Eknes. I mean, he's been throwing the ball extremely well. You think Yuri Perez, too, he started off this ball game. He was phenomenal, going 6 innings, only allowing 2 hits. The offense got going late. Huge home run by Javier Sanoja.
Big win for the boys. The show goes on the road now. It continues to Philadelphia, where our next telecast will come your way tomorrow night, beginning at 6:30. Post-game show coming up next. For Gabby Sanchez and Craig Minervini, our director Brad Gerson, and our producer John Sulzer, I'm Kyle Seeloff, saying so long from Cincinnati. Thanks so much for joining us today. Don't go anywhere. The post-game show is,
put some traffic out there, and I think that just speaks to his continued growth. That, definitely a day where the tempo early on didn't seem great, and never, was really in a terrific rhythm. I think some of even the innings that were clean were, lengthy at bats, or again, you lose a 3-2 for a walk. So